أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إنا أعطيناك الكوثر فصل لربك وانحر شانئك والأبتر صلوات محمد على محمد
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh wa maghfirah. Tonight's program, Muhammad Qaim, we will do the opening tilawat of Quran, and then we will leave myself to do the fadail of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, and then Sheikh will start the majlis, and thereafter we will leave Buddha Farid doing the matam for us, and then inshallah Amin, Sheikh will come up again, and then we will have thereafter something to eat inshallah. Shukran. Muhammad Qaim.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لم يكن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين منفكين حتى تأتيهم البينة رسول من الله يتلو صحفا مطهرة فيها كتب قيمة وما تفرق الذين أوتوا الكتاب إلا من بعد ما جاءتهم البينة وما أمروا إلا ليعبدوا الله مخلصين له الدين حنفاء ويقيموا الصلاة ويؤتوا الزكاة وذلك دين القيمة إن الذين كفروا من أهل الكتاب والمشركين في نار جهنم خالدين فيها أولئك هم شر البرية إن الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات أولئك هم خير البرية جزاؤهم عند ربي جنات عدن تجري من تحتها الأنهار خالدين فيها أبدا رضي الله عنه ورضوا عنه ذلك لمن خشي ربه صدق الله العظيم.
One day when the second Khalifa was giving his khutbah, Imam Ali, as history records, was about 7 or 8 years old, and he said to the second Khalifa to get down from the minbar. It is my father's minbar. Go to your father's minbar. And he said that my father does not have a minbar. Later scholars, or the scholars of today, they say that he was just a child. Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he was just a child when he said that, because why? He's done what any other child will do. Funny enough, we find also that when the first Khalifa was also on the minbar giving a khutbah, Imam Hassan alayhi salam said the same thing. So now we ask ourselves, where does these young Imam get the knowledge from? Where do they come with us? If we go and look in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about the verses that is ahkam and mutashabihat. But no one knows, no one will have the understanding of what it means, neither of the ta'wil or the hidden meaning of the verses of the Quran, except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and those who are grounded in knowledge. There's also verses in the Quran that speaks about, if you do not know, then you ask the Ahlul Dhikr, the people that do know. And they forget also that there's a hadith that states, Khuliqat anna, where Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, Khuliqat anna wa aliyun min nurin wahid. that I and Ali alayhi salam has been created from the same nur. And that nur is not like our nur. That is the light that has came down through the Imma Salamullah alayhi. And that is a divine light straight from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why we find that it's only the Ahlul Bayt and those who follow the Ahlul Bayt that have this knowledge of what is known as Ta'awil or of the Mutashabihat. We find that Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein Salamullah alayhi, they were also marked since early childhood by the Muslims. And we can see in the book of Tirmidhi the Fadail of Imam Hussein, because of the knowledge they had and so powerful. And there's an argument even to say that you see that this is the nur of this is the light that was also given to the Anbiya. Nabi Isa alayhi salam, didn't he defend his mother when he was just a little baby? He defended his mother, and where did that knowledge come from? From Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when they see that the A'imah is the people that stick to the true sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they needed to make away with them. And when they killed Imam Hussein alayhi salam, or when they martyred him on the plains of Karbala, they took his head to Ziyad, to the palace, and Tirmidhi records and Tirmidhi tells us and informs us that they took a stick and they hit and they poked the nose of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. And when they poked the nose of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, they make fun of him and they said, doesn't he resembles his grandfather? Doesn't he resembles Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam? And we don't even question this. This doesn't even wake us up or doesn't even disturb the Sunni ulama or the Sunni school of thought. So Imam Hussein alayhi salam is a big sign for us. It's such a sign that we need to question ourselves in our faith, our deen, where we get our knowledge from, and what do we stand or what do we understand from the Quran, and what do we understand from when it is said that we are the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. We are the Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah. We follow the Sunnah of the Jama'ah. And what do we understand when the other group of people say we are or we follow Al-Quran wa itrati Ahlul Bayt salawatu Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وبه نستعين ونصلي ونسلم على عبد المؤيد ورسول المسدد والمصطفى الأمجد أبي القاسم محمد. اللهم صل على محمد
وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين الذين أذهب عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. اللهم
صل على محمد وآل محمد.
اللهم بهم نتولى ومن أعدائهم نتبرأ إلى الله. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك. عليك منا سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعل الله آخر العهد منا لزيارتكم. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Allah says in the Holy Quran, there was that hujum, that attack on Ahlul Bayt Salamullah alayhim, and during the reign of Muawiyah, the son of Abu Sufyan, that he waged a propaganda campaign against Ahlul Bayt, against Amirul Mu'mineen, especially by one of the things which they do and which they did was to curse Amirul Mu'mineen in every adhan, and that was rule in Sham. So to a point where that particular practice, the enmity against Ahlul Bayt, continued after the Holy Prophet, after Amir al-Mu'mineen, and after the killing of Imam Hussein, and one after the other, one member of the family of the Holy Prophet after the other was killed, and more so the one that was killed in a brutal manner was Imam Hussein and his entourage, up to the point where in the month of Ramadan, for example, where Amir al-Mu'mineen was struck by the sword, the people of even Kufa were shocked, or the people in Sham was even shocked that they couldn't believe, did Ali make salah in a masjid? Because they thought Amir al-Mu'mineen Salamullah alayhi was completely out of the fold of Islam. This practice continued, where the defamation of Ahlul Bayt Salamullah alayhim continued. And there is one incident which we want to recall, and this happened during the reign of Harun Rashid, and one of the governors, his name was Hajjaj. And Hajjaj was one of those ruthless tyrants and governors. And one of them was Shibr. And he said that Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, they are the sons of the Holy Prophet. Whereas Hajjaj wanted to refute this. No, this is not true. Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, they were not the sons of the Holy Prophet, because Holy Prophet never had, except for Ibrahim and Qasim, for example, who died in the earlier years, but later on, no other son except Hazrat Fatimatu Zahra Salamullah alayha. So he summoned, and he wanted to say, and this anecdote is available. We wanted to say, if you want me to save your life. And he opened the sword, and there was, the table was spread full of food. And then he opened the sword, and the sword was lying there as well. What can you say about Hassan and Hussein salamullah alayhi, whether they are the sons of Muhammad or not. And the vast majority at the time was afraid, or they didn't know what the answer was. So Shibr answered with Quran. So let us look what Allah says in the same light of the Holy Prophet. Okay, Allah says in Surah Al-An'am, ayah 84 and 85, where Allah says, وَوَهَبْنَا لَهُ إِسْحَاقَ وَيَعْفًا, ayah 83 till 85, where Allah says, وَتِلْكَ حُجَّتُنَا, and this is one of our proofs. آتَيْنَاهَا, and we have given Ibrahim على قومه ونرفع درجات من نشاء إن ربك حكيم عليم, that we have given Hujjah proof to Ibrahim, and he is one, and we have raised Ibrahim an elevated position. Inna rabbaka hakimun alim, that indeed your Lord is Hakim Alim. Wa wahabna, and we've granted who? Lahu, for Ibrahim, Ishaq, one of his sons, Ishaq. Wa Yaqub, and Yaqub, kullan hadayna, and all of them we've guided. Wa Nuhan hadayna, and we've guided also Nuh, his cousin as well, min qabl, from before. Wa min dhurriyatihi, and now from the offspring of Ibrahim. The offspring of Ibrahim. And the offspring of Ibrahim, he is who? Dawood, wa Sulaiman, wa Ayyub, wa Yusuf, wa Musa, wa Harun, wa kadhalika najzil muhsinin, and this is how we reward all those who are good. Then Allah continues, wa Zakaria, and Zakaria. Oh, now Allah is itemizing, naming all of these illustrious Anbiya salamullah alayhim. Wa Zakaria, and Zakaria, wa Yahya, and Yahya, wa Isa, and Isa, wa Ilyas, and Ilyas, kullun minal salihin, and all of them were of the righteous ones. And our point of reference here is, let us take Nabi Isa out of here. Allah says Nabi Isa. Now we know Nabi Isa never had a father, but Allah included Nabi Isa as one of the descendants, one of the great grandsons of Nabi Ibrahim. How many generations is that? Hazrat Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, only Fatima, and then Hassan and Hussein salamullah alayhima. So those who say that, and this is also that Imam Hassan wa Imam Hussein salamullah alayhima, that they are not the sons of the Holy Prophet, okay, no problem, though even genetics and science dispute that. Now what do they have to say about Nabi Isa with relation to the Anbiya and Nabi Ibrahim, which is against Quran what they are claiming? So they should answer that. Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein, they are the sons of the Holy Prophet through Inna a'tainaka al-Kawthar, through Hazrat Fatimatu Zahra salamullah alayha. And this is what we want to mention about. Not only there was the physical killing of Ahlul Bayt salamullah alayhim, and the attack, and as we say in today's terms, a propaganda campaign, a smear campaign against Ahlul Bayt, but it continued for generations after generation, up till until today, where many Muslims even don't mention what happened on the day of Ashura. the 10th of Muharram, where the Holy Prophet's son was slaughtered like a ram, like a sheep. And we will, inshallah, mention these musibat on every night, inshallah. Tonight we will also mention. So, we have said, the killing of Imam Hussein is not a Shia issue. There was no madhab at that time. It's not a Shia, and Shia can't also claim that Hussein is theirs. No. Hussein is Islam. We're talking here about the family of the Holy Prophet. إِنَّمَا يُرِيدُ اللَّهُ لِيُذْهِبَ عَنْكُمُ الرِّجْسَ أَهْلَ الْبَيْتِ وَيُطَهِّرَكُمْ تَطْهِيرًا. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad. What we heard last night, where the Roman ambassador heard that Yazid has killed the grandson of the Holy Prophet. So he was Christian. He said, even us Christians, if there would have been a son of Jesus, we Christians would have worshipped the son of Jesus. You've killed the grandson of your prophet, and there's just one generation between your prophet and Imam Hussein, who is Hazrat Zahra salamullah alayha. So how can you be quiet? Are we here to appease family? Are you here to appease what majority of people believe? And they are innocent, in all honesty. They're innocent and ignorant. They don't know a lot. Or is it that you should obey Allah? Ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul. Obey Allah and His Rasul. Wa ulil amr, and those charged with authority. Who is in authority amongst us? Anyone who ascends the throne? Anyone who is sharib al-khamr, who drinks wine? Anyone who flouts the law of Allah? That cannot be a leader. And Quran made a distinction and has given clear guidance, tibyan, clear guidance, that why do you follow? You elect a leader. Why do you follow someone who's ignorant? Someone who follows his own nafs, his own desires. He is not Abdullah. He is not servant of Allah. He is servant of money, servant of positions, servant of power. He is servant of his own nafs. How can you elect a leader and say that is the leader? No. Quran is against that. Atiullah, does it make sense? Allah want us to be righteous? Allah want us to be of the salihin, of those who do good, and yet Allah says, no, but if you even elect a leader who sharib al-khamr, who drinks wine, who rejects the law of Allah, it's alright, you can accept a leader like that. No! We do not accept any leader, anyone who violates Quran, does not qualify to be on the position of leadership. We reject anyone like that. He has no shar'iyah. There is no legality for a leader like that. A leader must obey Allah Azza wa Jal, Jalla Sha'na. That's number one when it comes to leadership. When it comes to imamat. That only Allah appoints, not you and me. Not you and I. We don't go and elect leaders when it comes to leadership from Allah. That position is in the hands of Allah, and the leader that was appointed after the Holy Prophet, وَكُلٌّ فِي the Imam was appointed after the Holy Prophet was none other than Ali ibn Abi Talib, Salamullah alayhi. Which Sahabi, with all due respect, which Sahabi outweigh Amirul Mu'mineen? Who? Aqdaakum Ali, the most justice of all amongst you is Ali. And you want us to be silent? No, we need to tolerate? No, that's not Quran, please. It's not Quran. We do not entertain any of those thoughts. Period. Atiullah, obey Allah, wa rasulahu, and his Rasul, wa ulil amr. Ulil amr is none other than those whom Allah appointed. And who are they? Undoubtedly and clearly and emphatically, A'imma salamullah alayhim, starting with Amir al-Mu'mineen salamullah alayhi. That's point number one. We need to be clear here. We want no problems for our lives. There's a methodology here. You and I, we elect, as we've said, we can elect anyone. As we say in English, any Tom, Dick and Harry, we elected and we have elected, and the ensued problems that come with that as well. Because we have no vision. Because we did not educate ourselves. Because we did not follow the instruction of Rasulullah and of Quran. So when we speak about the message of Ashura, the message of Ashura is beyond any what we might think it is, and we have itemized a few of the concepts. We've said it is not an annual remembrance. No. It is a live, it is a qadiyya, it is not a dhikra, it is not an annual remembrance. It is a live message, as we have the saying, Kulla yawm Ashura, in every situation in which you are, which you find yourself, is Ashura, and every Wakul Ard Karbala, in every place, every situation where you are, every is Karbala. What is the purpose of what we're supposed to do? Is what? To serve Allah Azza wa Jal Jalla Sha'ana in every situation. And we're supposed to manifest Noor in every situation. That is the purpose of our lives, is to be a light in the dark room of somebody else. You need to project light over darkness, and we've said that darkness usually portray in front of us, and darkness, by the way, is like a paper tiger. It makes you very scared, but it has no substance. But how darkness gets to humanity is by one of the weaknesses of humanity, and that is through fear. Darkness parade in front of you issues of fear, where you are fearful. And Allah Azza wa Jal Jalla Sha'na says, Ala inna awliya Allah la khawfun alayhim. Isn't it that the awliya of Allah has no fear? Walahum yahzanun, and they are not in sorrow or in grief. You should not, when somebody threatens you, and you are in a position, وَلَنَبْلُوَنَّكُمْ, and we will test you. أَحَسِبَ النَّاسِ, do men think that they will be left alone, thinking and saying, we believe, and that they will not be tested? So, that is a test when we are in situations. Are you going to portray steadfast and speak the haqq and act the haqq? Or are you going to give in because you are afraid even of losing a job, afraid of speaking against the boss, afraid of speaking against somebody in authority? Kulillahumma malikul mulk, even they belongs to Allah. You don't even belong to yourself. So in this situation, you need to act on haqq, and you need to be, as Allah says, وَثَبِّتْ أَقْدَامَنَا, that we should cement our feet. We must be steadfast when it comes to haqq. So the message of Imam Hussein, we have said, was not a personal dispute between Imam Hussein and Yazid. It was not a personal clash. between two personalities. One Sharibul Khamr, one he used to drink Khamr in front of everybody, Yazid. He used to have his monkey and consult with his monkey. And he even says, La'iba Banu Hashim bil mulk, that Banu Hashim, this Muhammad who came, wala wahyun ja, there was no wahy that came. Openly, he said, the whole thing that what Muhammad was busy with, I don't believe in it, that was all a play. How can Muslims accept a leader like that and even say to him, radiyallahu an? Impossible. Imam Hussein then says, Mithli, a person like me, La yubai, will never pay allegiance to a person like Yazid. Again, Imam Hussein gave methodology, a manhaj, how to treat situations like this. In every situation, don't show and don't be afraid, even if they should. Because inna salati wa nusuki wa mahyaya wa mamati lillahi rabbi, my life, my sacrifice, my life and my death, my salah, everything belongs to Allah Azza wa Jalla Sha'na. And then when we look at, it was not a person, Imam Hussein was not after position. How is it possible that he took his whole family? His whole family he went from Medina to Makkah, and from Makkah on his way to Karbala. He took his whole family. And how was that possible that he is now claiming positions and power? He was not after the kursi, after the arsh, after the throne, or after the, as we say, the seat of government. No. This is dunya. Ghurri ghairi, as his father says, go and entice somebody else, not Hussein. You think of power and positions? No, there is a sublime, far higher consciousness than that. There is God consciousness. So when we look at, for example, when we see that there might be, you might have some possessions, and here the thieves come into your house and they rob you, and you, like any man of dignity, a man of honor, you fight and you defend your honor, you defend your family, you defend your possessions, and that is honor, is honorable, isn't it? It's dignified. Was Imam Hussein's Thawra, Imam Hussein's revolution like that? No. There was no, if we can say, you cannot make it narrow to that concept that Imam Hussein defended like anyone defended himself and then he lost. No. There is a higher message about Imam Hussein, which we will inshallah mention, and every evening we will give a small installment about it. So it was none of these that the event of Ashura is about. Event of Ashura, as we've said, was a clash between Haqq and Batil, between Nur, light and darkness, and then not only clash but to establish hukum of Allah, the rule of Allah. As the hadith is, Innal Hussein misbahul huda, that Hussein is the light of guidance. Not only the light of guidance, there's two aspects here. Two, Hussein is the light of guidance. You are going towards the Nur. That is what you're supposed to do. Well, the other aspect of this hadith was Safinatun Nijat. And it is the ark of salvation. You cannot be with Nur and at the same time still accommodate some darkness, some evil. Either you with Haqq and stay with Haqq, and you are vehemently opposed to Batil. But you cannot join in one heart Nur, Hidayah of Allah, and at the same time you want to appease those who do not agree with Allah, those who fight Allah. That is not Quran. That is not what we are being taught by Quran. So when we look at the Thawratul Imam Hussein, it gives us direction. It gives us clarity. It gives us steadfastness. And it gives you what? It gives you joy. You look at all of these tyrants and all of this oppression, and then you see how small they are. How small these things are. And then you look at Nur, you look at Allah, you look at Akhirah, and you see how great that is. And that in itself is a process of education. We usually have the saying, those who are educated, those who educate themselves, they are unfit to become slaves of others. And our first command in Quran was Iqra. Read, educate yourself, so that you do not become a slave, even intellectual slave, of anyone else. May Allah inshallah guide us and protect us and help us and make us of the Hussainis. Make us of those who are steadfast in Quran, who love Ahlul Bayt salamullah alayhim, who love Rasul sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam, who love Anbiya, because all of them showed us how to love Allah, how to sacrifice for Allah. We would like to say that let us come to Karbala and let us see what happened, one particular incident or two, either before, during Karbala and even after the events, was very sad, very tragic what happened. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam, we've said, used to love Hazrat Fatima, who has said, so many ahadith we have, that Ali minni wa ana min Ali. Ali is from me and I am from Ali. Fatima minni and ana min Fatima is from me and I am from Fatima. Hassan minni wa ana Hussein minni and ana min Hussein. With all of these, Holy Prophet used to love Ahlul Bayt salamullah alayhim. And the hadith is, man shanada baytan lil Hussein, whoever writes some poetry about Hussein, falahul jannah, that whoever remembers, and all of Abu Farid, Abu Anwar, Abu Karim, all of them who write in honor of Imam Hussein and remembers Imam Hussein. Yeah, Imam Ja'far says, whoever writes a poetry about Imam Hussein, falahul jannah, you will have Jannah, because you remind others about Ahlul Bayt salamullah alayhim. Imam Zainul Abidin was passing by some butchers, and as he was passing by, he saw that those butchers, they are slaughtering the cows. And then Imam Zainul Abidin, the son of Imam Hussein, he addressed the butchers, and before he could hear, he saw that the butchers gave the sheep or the cows first water before they slaughter. That is the ahkam we have in Islam. For 3 days Imam Hussein was denied water. From the 7th, in the heat of the desert, Imam Zain al-Abidin approached these butchers and said to them, "O butchers, do you give your cows and your sheep water?" He says, "Yes, ya ibn Rasulullah, nahnu ma'ashar al-qassabin. We are the group of butchers and we do the ahkam. We first give water." And then Imam Sajjad, as if he's stepping backwards, more towards the wall, then he says and started to cry, "You are giving these cows water, these sheep water. My father was butchered without water. His head was cut off." And then we have this incident as well about Abu Hamza Somali. And there was this daughter of Imam Hussein, Fatima bint Hussein. And many of them was called Fatima bint Hussein. Ruqayya, Sakina was called also. For years, it is now been many years after the day of Ashura, Imam Sajjad Zainul Abidin, whenever he used to drink water, he remembered Imam Hussein. Whenever he used to eat, he couldn't eat for almost every day. He used to cry until Fatima bin Hussein asked Abu Hamza Somali, and he said, and she said to him, "Will you speak to my father? Speak to my father. And ask him." Is now many years he's crying. Maybe perhaps time that he can stop. Maybe. So Imam Zainul Abidin, there are 2 riwayats when it comes to this particular event and 2 incidents that happened. So Imam Zainul Abidin, he addressed him and said, "Ya Abu Hamza, you asked me that I should stop crying. No problem. But I saw how 17 of my brothers were slaughtered in front of me. How do you expect me not to cry every day and think? My father was killed in front of me. Head was cut off. They cut off Imam Hussein's finger and they took the ring. The cavalry ran over his body. I witnessed all of that, and you expect me not to cry? I saw my aunt and the children of Imam running from camp, running from tent to tent because of the attacks of all sides, and you expect me not to cry? Okay, no problem. If you don't want me to cry, no problem. Let's go to Quran. When one child of Hazrat Yaqub, and he missed Hazrat Yusuf so much, and because of missing one child, he went blind, isn't it? We have that in Quran. He went blind. This is not one child. 17 of my brothers was slaughtered in front of me. Assalamu alayka ya Aba Abdullah wa ala al-arwah allati hallat bifina'ik. Alayka minna salamullahi abada ma baqit wa baqiya layla wa nahar wa la ja'ala Allah akhir al-ahda. Assalamu ala al-Husayn wa ala Ali ibn al-Husayn أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين.
لبيك يا حسين